Hello viewers, today we are going to see about photoelectric effect. In that, to start with, we are going to see about Hertz observations. The phenomenon of photoelectric emission was discovered in 1887 by Heinrich Hertz, 1857 to 1894. During his electromagnetic wave experiments. Actually, Heinrich Hertz was conducting electromagnetic experiments. In his experimental investigation on the production of the electromagnetic waves by means of a spark discharge, Hertz observed that high voltage sparks across the detector loop were enhanced when the emitter plate was illuminated by ultraviolet light from an arc lamp. This is the important point. Actually, Hertz was conducting a high voltage experiment where the emitter plate and the collector plate was there. So what happens was, now we started illuminating the emitter plate with the ultraviolet light source from an arc lamp. Because of this light energy, when it has fallen on the emitter plate, there was a big, the illumination was brighter because of this light. So Heinrich Hertz confirmed that because of the light energy, the discharge of the spark was brighter. So he concluded that the light energy is converted into the movement of electrons. So this is the first practical observation which was carried out by Hertz. So light shining on the metal surface somehow facilitated the escape of free charged particles, which we now know as electrons. When light falls on a metal surface, some electrons near the surface absorb enough energy from the incident radiation to overcome the attraction of the positive ions in the material of the surface. That is, when you have a cathode, when the light falls on it, when an electron gets liberated, that end will become positive. So you have to supply additional energy, then only the electrons will come out of the cathode and start moving towards the anode. So there is some loss in energy that we have to overcome. Generally, it is associated with work function of the metal. After gaining sufficient energy from the incident light, the electrons escape from the surface of the metal into the surrounding space. Basically, while Hertz was doing these experiments, he carried out in the free space, whereas later on, this entire setup was put inside a vacuum tube where we have cathode, anode, and there is a space path for the light to strike the cathode, thereby releasing electrons, which is called photoelectrons. But the important observation by Hertz was, he was carrying out a high voltage experiment and suddenly he wanted to test it out whether a light source will give additional energy so that electrons are liberated. So what he did was, he used ultraviolet light from an arc lamp and illuminated the cathode or the emitter plate. So to his observation, he saw that there is an increased or enhanced in the output. The illumination was brighter. So this concludes the photoelectric effect as far as Earth's observations are concerned. Hope you have understood this topic, the experiment conducted by Hertz. Thanks for watching. Nandri.